Alright guys, the last probably couple of months I've been inundated with questions about what we've done to the Mazda 6 since it's got back from the US tour, and a lot of people want to know, have we put an automatic in it? Well, we actually have put a torque converter in it, but we've still got a manual gearbox as such. So what we have here is a quick drive unit, and on the front here is like a normal automatic transmission with a pump and input shaft and whatever. So the car actually still uses a manual transmission, but up the front here where our clutch used to be, we've actually got a torque converter. So we have a torque converter here, we've got the drive there, and then we've got our Liberty 5-speed transmission which sits here. So what that does is it gives us the best of both worlds. So now we've got all the tunability and all the functions that a torque converter would give us, but we still have all our efficient gear ratios and 5-speed transmission like a manual transmission would have. For a long time, the biggest problem with turbocharged import cars is the ability to spool the torque converter up, and in the past we've used nitrous, and actually we still do use a nitrous shot to help it get on stage. But what they do have is they have the ability with the with these dump valves which sit on this side of the drive here, and along with all this circuitry, and when you actually apply the trans brake, it actually dumps all the fluid pressure away, dropping all the torque converter pressure, helping the engine free up. And as soon as the engine starts to spool up and it gets its head up, then we can apply that torque converter pressure back in, and then of course when you release the trans brake, the car will launch with the right amount of oil pressure. What we have here is our MicroTech Torque Control unit, and what this actually does, it does a few things. It actually allows us to spool the car up. So as soon as you press the trans brake, this goes in and operates some solenoids. We actually wash away all the fluid pressure from the torque converter. As soon as the engine starts to get its head up, we apply the fluid pressure back up, and when you release the trans brake, the car launches. Now the good thing with this drive is it has the capabilities of having a lockup converter. So once you get the engine RPM up and you get the car into a certain gear where you're happy, you can actually apply lockup. Now the lockup now is controlled, of course, by the torque control unit, and you can control that at any point of time in the pass or in the run, and you can actually lock and unlock through a gear change, which makes it even more easier on the engine and stops you from spinning the tyres. This is all done electronically via the torque control unit, and all can be controlled with a handset or with a laptop, which I'll show you guys in a minute. These torque control units, they actually have the capabilities of air shifting the transmissions for you. So you can actually press a button and shift it. So once you've got an air shifted transmission, then you can press a button and shift it manually, or you can set it in auto mode where you set up a few conditions and the thing will actually shift gears for you. So it can do up to 6 gears. So a lot of the pro mod guys in the US are actually using 6 speeds now. So it has the capability to do 6 gears and can either be manually shifted or automatically shifted. So basically we can do all these things with this torque control unit. Of course, the software is available online. We just use the handset software which is available. When you connect up, one of the first things you want to do is adjust all your settings. This controls, as well as controlling fluid pressure in the torque converter and the lockup pressure, it actually controls the bump time. So turbocharged car normally will get on boost and bump in so that it's ready to launch as soon as it stages. Once you've done that, we have our trans brake on. So as soon as the trans brake is activated, it looks at a certain set of values which helps you wash away fluid pressure from the torque converter, and then bring that fluid pressure back up as the RPM comes up on the engine. And then finally we have our lockup pressure, which is the lockup part of the torque converter. Again, it sees a certain amount of conditions that it has to see before it actually applies lockup: time, RPM on, RPM off, and we can actually lock and unlock the torque converter throughout every gear change if need be. Or we can wash away our fluid pressure, or unlock the torque converter through the slippery part of the racetrack. So all these things that we can do now with the torque converters, we can't do with the clutch. So there's many advantages with using the torque converter in the drive and still having the efficiency of the manual gearbox on the backside of that drive. And really this way we've got best of both worlds. So we are the Australian distributor for Quick Drive, And of course, the quick drive unit, the torque control unit, is exclusively available through Pack Performance. So if you need any other information or you need a hand setting up one of these things, you're more than welcome to give me a call or send me an email to rocky@packperformance.com.au, and I'll be more than happy to give you a hand.